We built the shell of the shop 4 years ago, and incrementally since then, we've been building it out. So last year we got it spray foamed, and then just a few weeks ago, I got this wall sheathed with OSB, got some shelves hung up, but now it's to the point where we want to look at conditioning the space. It's a pretty big space. It's 44 by 40 inside here. The camera's in the threshold of the 10 by 12 roll-up door, and that whole wall, north-facing wall, which is always shaded, does not have any sort of insulation on it at all. It is just sheet metal. But within here, because this shed was primarily designed to keep out solar loading, we got 2 inches of spray foam on the roof deck, the whole roof deck. We have 1 inch on the east wall, but we also have OSB on the east wall for an additional radiant barrier, and then 2 inches on the south wall because that one heats up a lot. We've been real happy with the spray foam performance in keeping the heat out of the building in the summer. But what we want to test today is how well can this spray foam trap the heat inside the building overnight when it's not being continually heated. So what we're going to do to create some baseline numbers, we're going to take the Sunfire heater, heat it up to 70, 71 degrees, and then let it cold soak overnight. Come back and check it in the morning. And with nighttime temperatures forecasted to be in the 20s, it should be a good test and show the temperature differential or the heat loss from the time we turn off the heater till the time we come back and check it. So this will be our data board for this video. So first of all, let's put the shop size up here, and it's 44 by 40, which equals 1,760 square feet. And then we got some thermometers, or we have an indoor-outdoor thermometer out here. It's transmitting from the outside, so the current temperature, so we'll put temp over here, and then we'll say outside. Now I've got the shop doors open so that we get it as cold as possible in here because I want to run a heater test with this heater, and then I also want to see how much heat the spray foam will retain overnight. So outside right now, it's 38, so we'll 38, and this is all degrees Fahrenheit for our Canadian friends. And then inside is 45, but we're not going to write that number yet because I'm going to get some fans going and see if I can get it cooler here inside the shop. And then we'll call this test. So it's in the afternoon of day 1. Let's get this heater unboxed and start this test. So it warmed up a little bit outside. It's 42 outside and 49 inside the shop. But it's 2 p.m. The sun will be going down here shortly, so we will be chilling off pretty quickly. So we'll say it's 49, and then outside, we'll just go ahead and correct it. We'll say it's 42. And now let's record the time, and it is 2 p.m. So 2 p.m., 49, and then let's say our target temperature inside is going to be 70. And let's see how quick we can get it to 70. So I was just reading on the box that the clearance to combustibles is on the front 84 inches. So we got plenty of clearance because there's a tractor in front, so that's not combustible. And then each side 36 inches, and there is no clearance requirements on the back. So we got plenty of distance here. I'll move this cardboard even farther away. Well, we got it in a safe place. Let's crank it up, which is as simple as just turning the switch on. So on initial light off, there's just a faint odor of diesel fuel, like if you were running an engine, like a tractor or something. But right at light off. After that, there is no diesel smell. And it didn't make the whole shop smell like that. And now for proof, we got the Sunfire lit up. And we are 49 inside, 42 outside, just like we wrote. Okay guys, I'm going to give you some updates here. And this actually started at 2:10 p.m. I got that wrong, so I want to make sure I get that correct. And the outside stayed 42. You saw it go down to 41, and the inside started at 49. And rather than setting our target temp here, what we'll do is we'll say right now it is 2:28 p.m. and it's 18 minutes later. Outside temperature is still 42, even though it went down to 41 and came back up. But the inside temperature is now 60 degrees. So in 18 minutes, we brought an almost 1,800 square foot shop up 10 degrees. It's already 61 just while we're talking. So we'll see how long it gets to 70. I think I'm gonna go to 80, but I do wanna show you what I'm doing to help circulate the air, since this is a radiant heater and not a forced air heater. So to help push the air, I got a fan here blowing across the heater, and that's just taking that heat and dispersing it so it's not just going straight out in front. And we all know that heat rises, and I'm over 16 foot tall here, so I've got a shop fan over there running on low. And my idea is that's pushing it across the top and looping it so that hot air is coming down and mixing with this cooler air. But I can already feel a temperature change in here. Let me walk out the door and walk in, and we'll talk about odor. And when I come in, I don't smell diesel. What I smell is just kind of like something that has been burning, right? That's what I smell a little bit of. And it's weird, but it's almost like I smell heat more than something burning. It's not bad at all. I mean, I could work in here all day, I think. I definitely would want to have a carbon monoxide meter in here, though, if I'm going to be closed in, even though I do have airflow, you know, around the cracks of my doors and stuff, because we're not totally sealed up on this end of the shop. But there's no bad odor in here. So where we're getting the outdoor reading, the outdoor air temperature, is right there. I got the thermometer hanging from the shop framing here, and it is in the shade, so the sun's not heating it up, so there's nothing that's interfering with that outside temperature. You can see we are getting a little bit of solar loading on this wall. It's spray foam down there, but not there. Okay guys, we hit 70 degrees. So at 2:55, so still 42 out, about 45 minutes, we went from 49, or about 50 degrees, we went up 20 degrees. Now let's see how much fuel we burned. We put 5 gallons in it. It's a 6-gallon tank. It was over here, just short of the full. And if this is 3 gallons, then I would say we have about 3.5 gallons left. So we burnt 1.5 gallons, and that includes the burn off outside, and we've run it just under an hour inside. So that's tracking with their manual, which says it burns about 0.86 per hour. I'm gonna let it run for a little while longer, let everything kind of come up to temperature, and then we're gonna shut it down, let it get cold tonight. It's supposed to be in the 20s, and then come back in here and just look at the temperatures and see how much heat this spray foam retained in this metal building, keeping in mind that this wall isn't insulated at all and the north wind is coming in this way. But put your guesses now. If it's 70 now and it's gonna be 25-ish outside in the morning, I'm going to guess that we're gonna be around 45 to 50 degrees inside this shop tomorrow. So put your guess down below, and then we'll see what the thermometer says. All right guys, it's 7 o'clock the next morning. There's the sun rising in the east. It was 29 degrees was the low last night. Let's go in the mega shed here and see how warm it is, or how much heat it retained from yesterday's test of heating it up with the Sunfire heater. I'm inside the mega shed and there's no odor at all. It's definitely a little bit chilly in here. Let's see what the thermometer says. So it says it's 31 outside but that's probably going to go down a little bit because I moved the thermometer. But on the left side, you can see the low last night was 29. That 73 there, that was because the thermometer was in the house last night. I've let it soak here for about 30 minutes, so it's 52 inside of the mega shed. It is 7, oh, let's put it on the right line. It is 7 a.m. So the last time we checked was 3 p.m. It was 42 outside, and we're going to call it 29 because that's what I saw on the thermometer this morning outside. And then inside, now it says 51, so we'll call it 51. So we turned off the heater at 70, and it was overnight real pretty strong north wind blowing on the door that's not insulated, or the side of the shop that's not insulated. So from 42, now also I got some data here at 5 p.m., so that was at 3 p.m. At 5 p.m. we were already down to 36 degrees. So we were freezing overnight, shut the heater off, and the shop lost about 20 degrees of heat, and it's maintaining right around 51. So I don't have anything to compare that to if the shop didn't have spray foam, but I think that's pretty good to go from 70 only down to 51 overnight when the temperatures were well below freezing. So those are the results. Spray foam, in my opinion, not only works to keep the heat out in the summertime, but it's doing a good job here in the wintertime of retaining the heat and making this a comfortable place to work. We're going to go over to the house and check out the other test. Be sure to check out that video. It's probably going to come out after this one. But the house has open cell spray foam. This is closed cell spray foam. And we heated up the house last night, and we're going to go over there and check and see how much heat the house retained. We expect it retained more heat because it's better insulated than the shop. But that's going to wrap up today's video. My girl Bella here wants to be outside running, not stuck inside the shop. She just sat down like such a good girl. So until the next one, y'all take care out there.